Let's talk about the HTTP push mechanism and why it's needed in modern web applications. We'll cover four main ideas: time to live, persistent connections, heartbeat interceptors, and why this approach can be resource intensive. Normally, web communication works using HTTP pull. This means the client sends a request and the server responds. Each request has something called a time to live or TTL. This is usually between 30 and 60 seconds depending on the browser. If the server doesn't respond within this time, the browser closes the connection. The client then has to send the request again and hope the response arrives before the timeout. This is important because open connections consume server resources and the server can only handle a limited number at a time. Without a timeout, the server could eventually run out of memory. But what if we know the server response will take longer than the TTL? Or what if the server needs to push data to the client instantly without waiting for a request? This is where persistent connections come in. A persistent connection stays open between the client and the server instead of closing after one request and response. This allows the server to push data to the client whenever it becomes available. This is the foundation of HTTP push communication. You might wonder how the browser allows such long-lasting connections. This is handled using heartbeat interceptors. These are small, empty messages sent periodically between the client and the server. Their only purpose is to keep the connection alive and prevent the browser from closing it due to inactivity. However, keeping connections open like this is resource intensive. Persistent connections use more memory and processing power than regular HTTP pull. Still, for some applications, they are essential. A good example is a browser-based multiplayer game where data must be exchanged continuously and in real time. In such cases, maintaining a persistent connection greatly improves the user experience. Technologies like Ajax Long Polling, WebSockets, and server-sent events are commonly used to implement these long-lived connections in practice.